Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this edition of a Super Chattin' with Willie. This past, a couple weekends ago, I think, on June 13th, I did a live stream called PacaPalooza, where I played all three Pac-Man games on the Intellivision, a original release and 2 homebrews. I plan on doing another PacaPalooza here in the near future, where I'll live stream the 3 Pac-Man games on the Atari 2600. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to do. Actually, coming up on my next stream, which is going to be on June 20th, 2020 at 10 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a live stream of Vetrix games. Awesome! I finally got my webcam to actually be able to capture the Vetrix where it doesn't flicker as much. So I'm going to actually capture live gameplay off my actual Vetrix. I'm not going to use an emulator like I would have done. So this will be actually playing on my actual Vetrix machine. So you get to hear the buzz and everything. But anyway, on to the questions. The first one I have here wasn't a question. It was put in by Bush and Ryu Cat. Basically saying, thanks for all you do. Well, thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it. But this individual did ask a question later on down in the chat while I was streaming, and I thought maybe I would answer that one. They ask, Willie, may I ask, what's your opinion on making pinball tables for home? I'm not too keen on the digital ones. Well, Bushy, back when I was growing up in the 70s, late 60s, 70s, stuff like that, Sears had pinball, home pinball machines that you could buy. One of them was Cosmic Pinball. I had a buddy that had that machine, and although it was a watered-down pinball machine, didn't have a whole lot of targets and a whole lot of stuff going on it, it was a pinball machine like the arcade that you could have for your home. It wasn't very expensive. It was actually kind of cool. There was more advanced home pinball machines done by Briarwood, I believe, that Sears sold some of their tables as well, one of which was Cosmic Pinball. And Bally had a pinball table for home use as well. It was like around $700 or something like that back then. That was basically almost like an arcade version, but for the home. They had multiple targets and things like that. Much more expensive than Cosmic Pinball. I didn't know anybody that had the Fireball. Was it Fireball? I can't remember if it was Fireball. I'm looking real quick. It was Fireball. Sorry. I didn't really know anybody that had the Fireball machine back then. The only one I saw in person was the Cosmic Pinball. But anyway, as for digital tables, what's nice about digital tables for the home is it gives you the opportunity to have more than one table to play. For example, the Toy Shock Pinball that I have in my front room, mainly bought it for the Haunted House, which is one of my wife's favorite tables to play. And it came with a bunch of other tables as well. So basically we have like a little mini arcade of pinball machines all in one unit, which is kind of nice. Now granted, would I like to have a dedicated actual electromechanical pinball machine? Yes, I would. I wouldn't mind having a Medieval Madness in my front room. That's one of my favorite tables. Or High Roller. That's another one I really like. But it all comes down to how much space do you have in your game cave or your front room or whatever for a dedicated pinball machine. If you got the space, boy, I'd have one in a heartbeat. But in order to get the maximum amount of enjoyment and the maximum amount of space, digital pinball, I think, works fairly well for the home. Arcade 1-Up is coming out with a pinball machine here really soon. That looks really interesting. And of course, Toy Shock's got theirs, I already mentioned. But I'm on the fence. I like to have an actual pinball machine, but I enjoy my digital pinball as well. I basically like pinball in pretty much any form that it takes. All right, moving on. Next question we got from Tony Smith. Highest score on Atari Pinball. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Tony to be specific because Atari made a lot of different pinball machines. I mean, the ones that come to mind that I played a lot is, of course, Video Pinball in the arcade. I love that. I wouldn't mind having that actual machine in my house, to tell you the truth. It's a really fun video pinball machine with the backlit display and the black lights and stuff. It's pretty cool. Of course, you have the home console video pinball cartridge and the little console itself. And there's like a Superman, Atari Pinball. And there's others as well, but those are the three that stick in my head. I'm a bad pinball player, so I really don't pay attention to high scores whatsoever. I just like to see how long I can keep the ball in play and what kind of lights and sounds that I can trigger to entertain my simple little mind. So I don't really keep track of high scores. I guess I should maybe start writing down these high scores in these different pinball games I play. Might do that sometime in the future. Tony goes on to ask, Indiana Jones versus Pitfall Harry, who wins? Well, we know Pitfall Harry is good at running through the jungle, jumping on crocodile heads, and swinging on vines, falling in holes, and climbing ladders. Pretty cool. But Indiana Jones, he also can swing on vines, he has a whip, has a cool gun, and he climbs ladders and stuff as well. So I would think Indiana Jones would win in a fight. Yeah. Indiana Jones. Oh yeah. Awesome. Tom Campbell asks, Willie, would you play Vetrix Scramble? Love to see that on stream or video. Well, Tom, you're going to get your wish. As I mentioned earlier, I'm doing a live stream of Vetrix games this weekend, June 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern. And one of the games I'll be playing is Scramble. So be sure you get on the stream early, because it's probably one of the early games I play as I start going through some of the games on my multi-cart that I have. Okay, back to Tony. Yes, Tony asked me a lot of questions. I really appreciate all the questions, Tony. It's pretty cool. He has some really good questions. If you play Tytos Glede again, you can pick up anything that's left on the ground that you block. I should have known that. Because there's a reason why they would fall to the ground when you block them, but I didn't pick up on it. It's the first time I was playing the game. I never played it before. I had no idea. So I went back and tried it again using Tony's advice, and yep, you pick up stuff off the ground, gives you some power-ups and stuff. It's a much more enjoyable game. Thanks again for the playing tips, Tony. I really appreciate it. And then finally, Tony asks, did you ever play Dragon's Lair or Space Ace in the arcade? Yes and no. I did play Dragon's Lair in the arcade. Actually, when it first came out in my local arcade, I set up the machine because I know my dad knew the arcade operator, and I would spend a lot of time there on the weekends helping repair machines or installing or setting machines up. And one of the machines that he got in was, his name was Gene, if I remember right. Yeah, Gene. Was Dragon's Lair. So I helped him get the thing put together, got it all fired up, got the laser disc installed, all that good junk. I fell in love with that game. It's a really cool game. I love the intro to it. Don Bluth does some fantastic animations. And you got to love that announcer when it comes up. Dragon's Lair. That's so cool. Love that intro. Can I play the game? Not so good. It's basically a timing game. You know, if you listen for the cues and you get the timing right, you can buzz right on through the crazy thing. I've seen people just fly through the game, no problems whatsoever. Me, not so much. But I do still enjoy playing it to see how far I can get. I do have a great collection, a 20th anniversary collection for the Xbox, PS2, or regular DVD player that comes with, of course, Dragon's Lair. It came with Dragon's Lair 2 Time Warp, and also Space Ace. Don't care for Space Ace too much, but Dragon's Lair is a pretty cool game, and it works really well on the Xbox and PS2. I plan on streaming this sometime in the near future when I do like a Dragon's Lair anniversary special or something like that. I haven't really decided when I'm going to do it because, like I said, I'm terrible at playing that game. I'm not for sure if you guys want to watch me constantly die or get stuck at one particular scene. It's not pretty. No. Anyway, that's all the super chat questions I got for this last round. So until next time, everyone, Thanks for watching.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.